Hi everyone, welcome back to English Unlocked. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jake. Today we're talking about English in restaurants, how to order food, ask questions, and understand the menu.
That's right. Whether you're eating out at a fancy restaurant or a small cafe, knowing the right words and phrases can make your experience much easier.
So, let's jump in and imagine we're at a restaurant. First, we'll start with arriving and getting a table.
When you enter a restaurant, you might hear someone say, "Hello, how many people?" Or, "Do you have a reservation?" How would you respond, Jake?
You could say, "A table for two, please," if there are two people. If you have a reservation, say, "I have a reservation under the name Jake." If you're dining alone, simply say, "A table for one, please."
Perfect. Some restaurants are very busy and you might need to wait. If there is a wait, the host might say, "It will be about 15 minutes. Is that okay?" You can respond with, "Yes, that's fine," or "I'll wait."
And if you don't want to wait, you can say, "Do you have any other tables available?" Or, "Is there seating at the bar?"
Good point. Once you're seated, the server usually brings the menu. They might say, "Here's the menu," or "Would you like something to drink first?"
If you're ready to order drinks, you can say, "I'll have a glass of water, please," or "Can I get a lemonade?" If you want something hot, you can say, "I'd like a cup of coffee, please."
Good. Sometimes the server might ask, "Would you like sparkling or still water?" If you want regular water, just say, "Still water, please."
And if you're not sure what drinks they offer, you can ask, "What drinks do you have?" Or, "Do you have any specials?"
Exactly. Now let's talk about ordering food. When you're ready, the server might ask, "Are you ready to order?" What can you say, Jake?
You can say, "Yes, I'd like the grilled chicken, please," or "I'll have the pasta." If you need more time, say, "Could you give us a few more minutes?"
Exactly. It's polite to say please when ordering. And if you're not sure about something, you can ask questions.
Right. For example, "What do you recommend?" Or, "Does this dish come with rice?" It's always good to check if you have any special requests.
If you want to change something, you can say, "Can I have the burger without onions?" Or, "Could you make it less spicy?" If you're vegetarian, you might ask, "Do you have any vegetarian options?"
Great tip. And don't forget about allergies. If you're allergic to something, you should tell the server. For example, "I'm allergic to nuts. Is this safe for me to eat?"
Very important. You might also want to check for portion sizes. You can ask, "How big is the portion?" Or, "Is this dish enough for one person?"
Another useful phrase is, "Can we share this dish?" If you want to split a meal with someone.
Yes. And if you're not sure how to pronounce a dish, you can point and say, "I'll have this, please." It's a simple but effective trick.
Once your food arrives, you might want to ask for extras. For example, "Could I have some ketchup, please?" Or, "Can I get some extra napkins?"
Exactly. And if something is wrong with your order, it's okay to let the server know. You could say, "Excuse me, I ordered the chicken, but this is fish." Or, "My soup is cold. Could you warm it up, please?"
It's always best to be polite when pointing out mistakes. And if everything is fine, you can say, "Everything is perfect. Thank you."
That's a nice way to show appreciation. You might also want to ask for refills. You can say, "Could I get a refill on my drink, please?" if you want more.
Now, after you've finished eating, it's time to ask for the bill. What phrases can you use, Emma?
You can say, "Can we get the bill, please?" Or, "Could you bring us the check?" In the US, people usually say check, and in the UK, they say bill.
If you're in a hurry, you can also say, "Could we get the check when you have a moment?" It's a polite way to ask without being too pushy.
Good to know. And if you're paying with a card, you can ask, "Do you accept credit cards?" Or, "Can I pay by card?" If you prefer cash, you can say, "I'll pay in cash."
And don't forget to tip if it's common in your country. You can say, "I'd like to leave a 15% tip," or "Keep the change." In some countries, tipping is not expected, so it's good to check the local customs.
That's a nice gesture. If you had a great experience, you can even say, "Everything was delicious," or "Thank you for the great service."
Now, let's practice a simple conversation from start to finish. I'll be the customer, and you be the server. Ready?
Ready. Sure, right this way. Here's your menu. Would you like something to drink?
Hi, table for one, please. Yes, I'll have a glass of water, please.
Great. Are you ready to order?
Yes. I'll have the grilled salmon with a side salad.
Good choice. Would you like any dressing with your salad?
Yes, I'll have the lemon vinaigrette, please.
Perfect. Anything else?
No, that's all, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll bring your order shortly.
After the meal, you can say, "Could I get the bill, please?" Let's switch roles. Your turn, Emma.
Okay, hi, table for two, please.
Of course. Right this way. Here's the menu. Would you like something to drink?
I'll have an iced tea, please.
Sure. Are you ready to order?
Yes, I'd like the steak, medium rare with mashed potatoes.
Excellent choice. Would you like any sauce with that?
Yes, could I have mushroom sauce, please?
Absolutely. Anything else?
No, that's it, thank you.
Enjoy your meal, and later you can ask for the check when you're done.
This practice really helps. So, listeners, next time you're at a restaurant, try using these phrases.
Exactly. Being polite and clear makes everything easier. And remember, practice makes perfect.
That's all for today. Thanks for joining us on English Unlocked. See you next time. Have a good luck. Bye for now.